Good morning, everyone. Hi, how are you? You're all very welcome to Waterford City on this beautiful morning for the official opening of the Waterford to Bilberry to Waterford City Greenway link. I'd like to inform you of two speakers this morning, Fred, and say a few words. Unfortunately, Minister Eamon Ryan is unable to be with us this morning. He's unwell. So, without further ado, first up, can I call on the Mayor of the City and County of Waterford, Councillor John O'Leary, to say a few words.
Good Abbey Hall. Thanks, Michael. Maravera, Portlauriga, Falcha, Ribgoleas, and Ocod, Anaspashita, Imagine. If I was playing a match today, I wouldn't be happy. I'm playing against the sun here. So I hope to get to view you all. As Mayor of Waterford City and County, it is my great pleasure and honour to welcome you all here today for the official opening of the Bilberry to City Centre Waterford Greenway link. I had hoped I would be extending a warm welcome, and indeed warm it is, as the blue skies and sunshine will testify that. I was hoping Eamon Ryan, TD, Minister for the Environment, Climate, Communication and Transport. Unfortunately, the Minister is ill, sends his apology, and he is unable to attend today, so we wish him a very, very speedy recovery. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to the Metropolitan Mayor Councillor Jason Murphy, our Oireachtas members who are with us here this morning, Minister Mary Butler. I'm not sure if Grace O'Sullivan is here, MP, but Deputy Mark O'Cahasick certainly is. Deputy David Cullinan, if he's here, Deputy Matt Shanahan, and Senator John Cummins, who I spoke to on the way in. My colleagues, elected councillors from Waterford City and County Council, you're all especially welcome as well. And I want to commend you on your continued support for the development of the Greenway over a number of years. And at all times, you know, you've been very, very supportive. When it became before Chamber, councillors were always at the fore and ready to support the development of the Greenway. It would be remiss of me, of course, if I didn't mention one particular councillor in relation to the Greenway and the start-up of the Greenway, and that was Kilmacthomas-based Councillor Ger Barron, for his early foresight in this development. He was always anxious, always worked so the Greenway would be achieved in Waterford City and County. Also, our Chief Executive Michael Welsh, who was always to the forefront of this development. From a very early stage, he gave this development magnanimous support for a long, long time, along with Director of Services, and also with Waterford City and County Council active travel team, and representatives from the National Authority who are here with us this morning, and we'll be hearing from them in a short while. As we stand on this cantilevered boardwalk, which extends on the river shore, it is wonderful to see the final pieces added to the jigsaw, as the Greenway connection from rural to urban, county to city, is officially opened this morning. This new section of the Greenway here at Bilberry is not only aesthetically pleasing, as we can see, but it delivers a safe shared space for cyclists, walkers, and it also plays its part ecologically and environmentally. Walking along the stretch early this morning, I'm an early riser. I was walking along here about 4:30 this morning. You don't believe that, but it is evident that much thought has been put into the sustainable elements along the 2.1 kilometre long cycle and pedestrian shared surface, taking us from the Greenway car park at Bilberry, along Bilberry Road, Grattan Quay and Merchant Quay to the South Quay Plaza at the Clock Tower. The newly installed segregated urban shared surface has been finished with energy efficient LED lighting, and approximately 350 trees have been planted, along with 900 metres of squared wildflower beds. I've also been informed that 8,000 tonnes of concrete, thermocadam, and excavated rock, which have normally would normally go to landfill, have been recycled for reuse on this site. So for that, I commend the contractor, John Craddock Construction Limited. There is a clear responsibility on all of us collectively to continue to try and achieve our reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. And projects just like this will enhance our aims here in Waterford, City and County, to achieve same. This new section has been wholly funded by the National Transport Authority as part of its ambitious and commendable active travel programme. The Department of Transport defines active travel as travelling with a purpose, using your own energy, walking, cycling, wheeling or using a non-motorised scooter to make journeys. It is significant to note that this link will give users access to the southeast and southern Greenway networks and reach locations such as New Ross, Youghal and Mallow. And also Kilmeaden to Carrick-on-Suir onto Toolmen to the Blue Greenway is also a feasibility study has been carried out on the Kilmeaden to Carrick-on-Suir, and that will enhance further Greenway walks. This fantastic progress has been made in making provision such as the Greenway, and for that matter, greenways throughout the country, it really is the impetus for us all to get out and about and actively travel as much as we can. Waterford is experiencing a renaissance, with work commenced on the North Quays SDZ. An exciting opportunity lies in store for the city and for the county and the region as a whole. The city's economical, commercial and tourism offering will undoubtedly be enhanced, and the addition of the Bilberry to City Centre Waterford Greenway link showcases the very best of the county as it traverses from countryside to city centre. So it's all more amenable now for us country folks to get into the city centre at ease. Isn't that wonderful? And I had to fight that for many, many years when it was difficult to get into the city, but not the way anymore. Okay, we stand here on a beautiful summer's morning on the Bilberry City Centre Waterford Greenway link. And I do hope that now we have seen the fruits of the labour of Waterford City and County Council, the active travel team and the National Transport Authority. We will use this wonderful piece of infrastructure and discover or rediscover the joys of active travel. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, John. Next up, I call on Oliver Dalton. Oliver is the Senior Project Manager with the National Transport Authority, who are the funders of the scheme.
Morning, everyone. Thank you to the Mayor. And I was coming down here this morning and I was thinking to myself, I was saying, the only choice I have to make is really between factor 20 and factor 30 as I visit the sunny southeast. So you really bring out the good weather this morning. It's a great honour for me to represent the NTA here today and to join you for the opening of this really important active travel connection to the city centre. As many of you will know, this city holds a really special place in my heart. Unfortunately, I don't get down to Waterford as once as I much did. However, when I have arrived here, I have with admiration admired the city's resilience, perseverance and ambition. It's clear to me and anybody that visits the city today that the treatment of its urban spaces is evidentiary and exemplar, and this scheme just builds on that. Throughout my career, I've been lucky enough to work with some extraordinary people, and I recall a particular phrase of a past mentor. He said, "Without a sense of place, a place makes no sense." Well, here in Bilberry, I think that is very evident. I suppose once perceived as a cul-de-sac, now it is the vibrant gateway to the Waterford Greenway, the wider city suburbs, and its preeminent educational campus. That said, this project could only become a reality with the contribution and the support of a number of key stakeholders, and it's important we recognise and congratulate those today. It's a real credit to the City Council for having the bravery, the vision and the passion, particularly in those early days when we embarked on this project. Like as mentioned by the earlier speaker, credit must go to the Chief Executive, Michael Walsh, and the team comprising of all the elected officials and the executive staff of the Council. I'd like to pay particular thanks to Fergus Galvin and Michael Quinn and the team surrounding them. Their work has been absolutely exemplar in making this a reality. Furthermore, I'd like to pay particular thanks and remember a former colleague, Derek O'Neill, who unfortunately passed away. Derek was a huge supporter of this scheme, and when, during the planning of the project, he was instrumental in throwing a few bob in the kitty to keep the show on the road. With his strong support, the NTA was convinced to partner with the Department of Transport to fund this vital link. In addition, I'd like to thank our design consultants, Clifton Scannell Emerson, and in particular, Jeff Emerson, Caroline Butler, and Patricia Walczek, for their creativity, diligence, and passion. In addition, it's important to recognise the effort and dedication of the main contractor and all of the subcontractors who were involved in making this vision a reality. I want to thank Victor Smith, Alan Wright, and all the team at John Craddock. Your efforts are evident here for all to see. Last but not least, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, the public, and pay tribute to the patience of those discommoded pre and during construction. I hope the inconvenience was not too disruptive and you can reap the benefits of this scheme going forward. So, in summation, we've all witnessed the success of the Waterford Greenway. I hope the opening of this link to the city centre is the catalyst to exploit some of those same opportunities witnessed elsewhere along the route. To this end, I would like to congratulate and wish Waterford City Council well on its current endeavours, and furthermore its ambition to provide a new sustainable transport bridge over the River Suir, which can only be a positive for this project and the city in general. Finally, I think it's important to mention that this week we saw the publication of the summary results of the 2022 census, and it may come as no surprise to many of you that the number of people walking and cycling continues to grow. That said, as a parent, it gives me great hope. For the first time since 1986, we see a decline in the number of kids who are being driven to school. Those kids are choosing to walk and cycle, and it's infrastructure like this that shows it's possible to keep our kids healthy and also reduce our dependence on fossil fuel. This year, the NTA has allocated a further €11 million to Waterford City and County Councils for projects similar to this one, coupled with our Safe Routes to School programme. I'm delighted to say that our combined efforts and ambitions are focused on building a safe walking and cycling network that can be enjoyed by all. It's taken some time to get here. However, we've learned a lot on the journey, and now I look forward to joining you here for the opening of the next active travel scheme. Thank you.
Thanks, Oliver. Next up, we're going to have the ribbon cutting. So could I call Minister Mary Butler to perform the ribbon cutting?